Good day, how you doing? My name is Cecil Egbele and you're watching the Medley show with Cecil on the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA headquarters here in Abuja. I will ask you a question. You go buy something and your change is about 3 naira or something that has to do with some coins, and they attempt to give you some coins. I know many of you will not collect, right? Yeah, so that's going to be the focus of what we're talking about today. What's happening to our coins? I know we have the 1 naira, 50 kobo, yeah, there's still 50 kobo. There's the 50 kobo, the 1 naira, 2 naira coins, but somehow we just don't get to see it in circulation. I got to ask some friends. I asked them, when last did you get to spend coins? And I say, coins still there. Coins care. I bet nobody should give me coins. So some would rather even say, I rather take 500 naira than to take 1,000 naira coins, 500 naira notes than 1,000 naira coins, because the coins is not so important in our economy anymore. And I wonder why. Back in the days with a 50 kobo coin, 1 naira, 2 naira, you can buy to get some things, sweet, salt and stuff like that. But really, what happened? That's going to be the focus of what we'll be talking about today. And I would like you to send in your message on our phone line 081 177 2020. Tell us, when last did you get to use the Nigerian coins, any of the coins? And if you are given one, would you accept it as change? And really, in your opinion, what do you think happened? What went wrong? Why is our coins going into extinction? Anyhow, this is going to be the focus of what we're talking about on the Medley show with Cecil for today. All right, just to set the tone, just as a backgrounder, for us to have a feel of what we'll be talking about in pictures, let's have a look at this background feature put together by Sam Ben, and then I'll be right back and then we'll talk.
What do these things have in common? Yes, you guessed it. They are either extinct or close to extinction. And that is what our coins have become, kobo and naira coins. And soon, paper naira may follow. Our coin denominations now range from the 50 kobo coin to 1,000 naira note, with the 1,000 naira being the newest of notes and launched on the 12th of October 2005. The 500 naira note was launched in 2001 on the 4th of April. 200 naira note was introduced on the 1st of November 2000, while on the 1st of December 1999, the 100 naira note made its debut. Before the emergence of the 100 naira note, the highest denomination was the 50 naira, which came into being in 1991. On New Year's Day in 1973, the 50 kobo, 1 naira, 5 naira, 10 naira, and 20 naira notes made a grand entry into circulation. In 1984, the notes were color-coded, an attempt to stop money laundering at that time. In 1991, the 50 kobo and 1 naira were changed to coins. In 2006, the CBN, in a bid to revive the coins, rebranded the 50 kobo, 1 naira, and even introduced the 2 naira coin. As an experiment in 2007, the Apex Bank commissioned the printing of the 20 naira note in polymer material. The success and reception of this note prompted the reprinting of the 5, 10, 20, and 50 naira notes from paper to polymer notes 19 months later. These waterproof notes were introduced as they were said to withstand the wear and tear of daily usage. The attempt to reintegrate coins began well, but failed. And now, the only time we remember we have kobo are on either our financial transactions or when the country's budget is announced. On the 22nd of March 2022, the House of Representatives urged the central bank to reinforce the use of coins in the country. Honorable Muda Umar of Toro Federal Constituency, Bauchi, who moved the motion, said that he wanted the use of coins as a legal tender and ensure that banks comply with the use of coins to the fullest. But in a country where there is an unwritten or unspoken agreement between buyer and seller that any commodity 4 naira and below is to be rounded up to 5 naira, and when that is not available, the change may be rounded up to the nearest 100, depending on the commodity sold or generosity of the buyer. The goal of the motion may not be achieved. In roadside shops, supermarkets, and most especially filling stations, little kobo or naira change is left for the seller, either because of the inconveniences that may occur when looking for change or the discomfort of carrying coins in our pockets, wallets, or handbags. To avoid these troubles, the petty cash is forfeited, and just like the saying, little drops of water make a mighty ocean. The cash left over a long time turned into tens, thousands, and even millions of naira for the seller. Inflation has also caused coins and lower denominations to become insignificant. Where things cost 2 naira 50 kobo, they now cost 5 naira or 10 naira. Where pure water cost 1 naira 50 kobo, it has gradually risen to 3 sachets for 50 naira. On the Medley show today, we shall x-ray those factors which may have made our kobo and lower denominations extinct, especially those in coins.
Indeed, that's going to be the focus of what we will be talking about today. What's happening to our coins? Have they gone into extinction? Really, like I said at the opening, I know many of you who would be handed over coins and you wonder, what am I supposed to do with it? Well, I have some coins in the studio. Where is it? Okay, well, I know I have quite a number of these coins, and I actually attempted buying stuff with it. I gathered a couple of the 1 naira coins. I was able to make about 10 naira. I went to someone selling along the wayside and I offered him, I said, okay, Oga, give me this biscuits. How much? 10 naira. And I counted the coins I gave to him, and he he almost beat me up, asking me that, what is this? I said, not 10 naira now. And he wondered, like, how would I be, what's wrong with me? How would I be spending this kind of money at this age and time? So, well, and this is the money, this is what we're talking about on the show today. Is it not part of our currency? In that background feature, we just looked at one of the legislator at the National Assembly, at this House of Representatives. He actually raised a motion that talked about that enjoined the CBN to use coins as the use of coins as a legal tender and ensure that banks comply and use the coins to the fullest. So I would like to get your opinion about it. One, do you think the coins should be reintroduced? Two, what happened if you were offered coins, or can you shop with coins? If you're offered coins as change when you go shopping, would you accept it? Really, in your opinion, also tell us, what do you think went wrong? Where do you think we got it wrong? Why do you think our coins, and not just our coins, our lower denomination? I think once upon a time, you could, with as low as 50 kobo, maybe 1 naira, get to buy something good. I mean, just munch on something. But today, I mean, I think the minimum you can get is 10 naira. I don't know, maybe in your part of the country, you might want to tell us if you can get something as lower than 10 naira. But even pure water, which used to be 5 naira, right? Yeah, which used to be 5 naira. I understand it's 20 naira now. Well, yes, some of you will say inflation. I agree. Inflation is also part of our problem. I see many of you would like to talk to us. Would like to tell us your opinion, what you think about what we're talking today. But I would appreciate it if you rather send messages other than calling, like I see many of you trying to do at this point, calling our phone line. All right, let me see if I can take one message before we go on to the streets to hear your opinion. Because yes, we went on the streets. We sent our cameras and our crew on the streets to ask you your opinion. Would you accept coins as change when given? Would you spend it? And when last did you get to see coins? We're going to take that, but that'll be after I take this message, which is coming in from coins is no longer existing in Nigeria. Oh, sorry, your calls just keep coming in. Anyhow, let's take that vox pop, and then when we get back, I feel I'm able to take a couple of your messages. I just want us to have an interaction back to back. Tell me, when last did you spend coins? If you, now, very honestly, now don't say it because the cameras are here. honestly, if you are giving coins as change, would you take it? And when last did you spend one? When last did you see one? All right, let's go on this Vox Pop break. And when we get back, our conversation will continue.
A coin. Wow, it's been a long time. You mean the Nigerian coin? It's a very, very long time.
It's over a decade I saw a coin in my life in Nigeria here.
It's been long, not now.
The coins are not even in circulation. I don't think my children have not seen coin. They just see it in their books, but they've not seen it physically.
This our generation is useless because you can't buy even 5 naira. You cannot use 5 naira and buy something.
I know we used to have a 1 naira coin, 5 kobo coin, 10 kobo coin, but ever since I left school in the 80s, I've not seen coins.
Coin is not valued again, no. Seriously, because we cannot use coin to buy anything at all.
Don't think there's anything that one can buy with the coin now.
You cannot use it to buy anything, even biscuit.
There is nothing we can, because hence it is not circulating. There is nothing we can be proud to buy with coin.
Most of our calculations is either in 50, where you can get a 50 naira change, or you round it off. But in a situation where you divide and it has some fractions that are like 1,877 kobo, you know you cannot get the change. So what you do is either you approximate it to the next round figure, or you leave the change for the customer. If it's in circulation, people can collect, but with now, when notes are the major things we are using, collecting 200 naira coins will be difficult for me. I would prefer a 200 naira note.
All right, so I said it. I knew it. When you are giving these coins, I know you wouldn't spend it. Yes, almost all the respondents there have just said that can't remember the last time they spent coins, and they can't remember, and they wouldn't even want to collect coins as their change. Anyhow, you know, I am not an economist. I'm not into monetary policy or currency and all that. So I actually got a guest in the studio. He is a senior economist and an SPM professional. I'm talking about Paul Alaje. Paul Alaje, thank you very much for coming around.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Okay, it's really nice to have you. Just before you came on the studio, I've asked people when last they spent coins, when last they use coins, if they have coins. And I would like to throw the question to you. When last do you have coins? When last did you spend it, and would you collect it as change?
Well, sometime in the early 2000s, I spent coins, and that was when I was in Sokoto, when I spent it specifically in Arkila.
Early 2000, that looks like more than 10 years ago, almost 20 years.
Of course, more than 10 years ago. I spent it when I was in Sokoto. I spent it in Arkila. That's the last place I spent coin, even when most part of the country were no longer accepting coins. So I went there, I saw that people still accept coins, and people are still doing quite a lot with it. I don't know if that is still obtainable now. I doubt. But, you know, it was a good experience that I could spend coins in that environment.
Okay, do you still have coins?
No, I don't think I have Naira coin anymore.
Naira coin. Okay, I agree. Thank you for that clarification. Naira coin. Yes, you may have some foreign currency coin. Now, well, you don't have it, so you can't even spend it. So I would say, but if you are being given as change, would you collect it?
Why would you want to give me as change? The first question is, what is money? Why are you collecting money? Why should money come either in coin, what we call token coin in economics, or currency of fiat, which is paper, or you want to collect digital currency? Why are you collecting or rejecting coin? It is not because you want to accept it or because you want to reject it. It is because you have no option. Let me ask you, if you have 200 naira to buy recharge card and you have one naira coin, would you carry 200 naira coin because you want to buy recharge card? So you need to look at the properties of money. One of them is portability. You want to buy the tablet you have, maybe 200,000. Imagine renting a wheelbarrow to carry 200,000 naira coin. Would you want to do that? So it has failed in terms of portability, and you have to look at it in monetary context. You want to make your beautiful hair maybe 100 grand, and you have to rent, quote and unquote, somebody that will have something to carry in a bucket. And when you finish making your nice hair, you now empty the bucket. Guess how much you've just emptied? 100,000 naira coin. And you may be unlucky if you have 50-50 kobo as part of the coin. Then the more the volume you would carry.
Yeah, the question is change. Yes, usually it's giving us change, and when we say as change, it's not in that whole bulk. So it's in, maybe you buy something, you have a 99 something.
What is a legal tender? You cannot tell me you cannot collect it for me even buying a house. You can't tell me. There is no law that says it's just for change. There is no law. So central bank, when I think Professor Charles Sholudo was the central bank governor at the time, he reintroduced it and even make them finer for people to accept. What he did not do was the value. Money is not accepted or rejected because of what they are. They are accepted or rejected because of what they are able to do. As a matter of fact, if you want a table and I want a cup, we really shouldn't need money. But we needed money because the value of the cup and the table may not be the same. And I want to sell the cup so that it should be a measuring yardstick, a standard for measure, and to sell the table. So before money came into existence, there is what we call trade by barter.
Yeah.
So the man that has, say, a cow wants to buy, say, a shoe. So the cobbler or the shoemaker has 2 pairs of shoes he wants to sell. He has plenty already, but he wants to hit cow head. Now the man that has a cow has to kill the cow, then the remaining will be useless in a matter of days because there was no refrigerator. So that created a lot of problem. Even if we found a man that wants a shoe but not have cow head, maybe he has finished selling his own. He has a cow luckily, but it's the tail that remains. So he has to keep looking for the man with cow with head. That continues to generate problem, and economists call it problem of the double coincidence of want. Again, how do you divide a cow and say, cow, keep living, just give me your head? It's a big issue. Then money was introduced in different forms before we now got to currency of fiat. Now we are going beyond currency of fiat even to digital money. This is where the story is.
Currency of fiat, that's what we supposedly have.
Paper money now, then
yes.
Token coin. Now we are going even into digital money, digital currency. But that's not the story. The story is with coins. Then when coins came, it came as gold. Now people now knew that, okay, this is the shape. They will take the gold back to the goldsmith, reduce the size. Then bad coin started chasing good coin from circulation. Then they now say, let's have
coins started chasing
good coin, because the stronger the coin, the more gold you can form out of it. So they started shaving off.
That was back in the day.
Back then in England, where coin was really introduced. Then it started going off. Then it got to a time where the queen or the king, as it were, said, let's have the standard and put an image. It mustn't necessarily be gold. It used to be gold.
Yeah.
Now, why should people accept or reject value? There is no money without value. So what I will be buying with the coin is what matters. And I have recommended to government, and I will not be the first economist to recommend it. In Turkey, there was a currency before new currency was introduced, and coin came back. It is normal for inflation to catch up, especially with our economy, that the devaluation rate is sporadic. Why? Because go to our papa, we are importing virtually everything. Women, I'm sorry, I don't want to use that as an example. You are beautiful hair, you are human being, but you still buy human hair. And most of these
hair, don't. Okay, continue. But let's just.
I'm just saying, for those which watching us at home, they are human being, but they buy human hair. They still import hair. Check all around, from the clothes we wear. You call it suit. It may be sewn in Nigeria, but not made in Nigeria. People impregnate their wife, export them, then import their children back. It is bad. I'm going somewhere. So if we if our currency is so weak, why can't we redenominate? Professor Sholudo tried it.
Okay,
so what it means is that what it means is that we can make this 200 naira we have now to be 2 naira. We can make this 50 naira now to be 50 kobo. You don't need to tell me to accept it. I will naturally accept it. You know why? Because the 100 naira now carry the symbol of 1 naira. What 100 naira can do is what 1 naira can do. And you can ask me to send you 100 naira recharge card. It's just for me to take a coin and pay. Everybody will accept it back. People are not accepting it because the value is too negligible and it's disappearing.
Well, because we realize that when we go shopping, okay, now let's look at this. There are some big malls that you visit and you would just see an item 20,999 naira and everything. So you buy that.
Marketing strategy.
Yeah, I get it, because they are trying to. It's supposed to be a whole, but they are just doing all that. So I can go there and start to say, okay, well, you actually told me it's 0.99, so can I have my 1 naira change?
You will never want to ask, because
why wouldn't I?
No, this is the reason. If you do an opinion poll, let's assume 10 people are there and you are saying it in their presence, I can assure you 8 out of 10 will laugh at you. And you know why? Because they know there is nothing you want to do with the 1 kobo. How long, let me ask, will it take you to save your 1 naira for you to buy something significant?
Okay, now how long does it take those people to actually save all my 1 2 naira? Everybody's 1 naira 2 naira over
it. You're actually buying 11,999. If you don't pay 12,000, they're not going to sell to you. So it is marketing strategy, it's psychological for you to think it's cheaper than what you are paying.
Yes, I get that. So, but ain't that wrong? I mean, it's deception.
It's not deception. It's not deception. 11,999. If the one is 1 kobo coin, 1 kobo is not even acceptable. So when you are buying it and you see 11,999.99, what does that mean? You want to collect 0.1 kobo? It's not this, or 1 kobo, I beg your pardon. It's not deception. It is because this economy and its pricing does not allow for lower denomination. Again, how popular is 5 naira?
Now, but
how popular is 10 naira?
Yes, but whatever it is, however it is, whatever you picture trying to paint, I'm glad you know how to trace back and tell us all this thing. Now tell us, at what point did these lower denominations from the 1 naira up to the 5 naira actually is gradually going into extinction? At what point did you get it wrong? If
well,
you think
in the 80s,
okay,
we adopted structural adjustment program. Fantastic policy, good policy, but we were not prepared to accept it. We were not prepared. Suddenly, the price of loaf jumped from 50 kobo to 1 naira 50 kobo, 300% inflation. Naira started getting weaker because some of the policies that was introduced to us by IMF, which were not wrong, because they were tested in other countries, they worked. But coming to the reality of an economy that is not producing, the challenge we have is that we are not exporting to the rest of the world apart from oil. If you mention a country and say whatever the country has produced should be taken away, mention 2 countries, whatever they produce should be taken away, and what we have produced in Nigeria should stay with us. What are we going to wear? What are we going to eat? How are we going to look? That's the challenge. Not it. It is. Now, here is it. Because we kept adopting some policies, in which the understanding of policymaker were to better the life of people, but the foundation has not been made. My favorite book taught me that if the foundation be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? The answer is for the righteous to go back to the foundation and refix it, because if you don't fix the foundation, I'm sorry. So economic fundamentals of our country is not so different from what we had in the 80s, what we had in the 90s, what we had in early 2000, even till now. There is no substitute. There are no quick fixes that can fix our economy. Turkey had worse problem. Today, Turkey understood that they need to really revamp their economy by also practicing what we call redomination. I've had some economists that have argued against it, but what they cannot argue against is that the value of the money, even when and by the way, what I'm discussing, I've written an article on it, published about 5 newspapers in Nigeria. What they cannot argue with is that the value of naira then is even worse off. Why do you think
the value of naira then
is worse off now? Why do you think central bank at the time were promoting printing a larger unit of currency? I'll tell you, for every money you spend, there is a cost printing it.
Yeah.
So government spends money even for the coin. Imagine government, how much do you think that coin, sorry madam, how much do you think that coin will cost? That 50 kobo. Do you think, now just go to where they sell metal. Will that coin cost 50 kobo? It means government will be losing money for you to spend money. Is it wise for government to keep making it?
All right, just pause your thought there. Let's take some quick messages and then we'll pick up from there. My name is Promise. I can't remember when I used coins last, and if I'm giving, I won't take it. Promise, you didn't tell us where you're writing from, but how about now, guys? Our currency, so please do accept it. All right, let's move on to, and now people are calling. All right, so let's, who do we have here next? My name is Joel. I still have coins. Gave it to my customer in Kano. I still have coins. My name is Joel. I still have coin. Given to me by a customer in Kano. I refused at first, but later I collected it for history reasons. Oh, okay. You're one of those who want to keep it so you can show it to your children to say this used to be our currency. Don't worry. I told you about the honorable in the National Assembly who has moved the motion that coins should come out. I don't know if you read the story sometime in March. Yes, he's a young senator, I think from Bauchi State. Yeah, he actually is trying to tell the CBN to.
You can't enforce legal tender.
You can't enforce
what
it,
makes
right.
you accept it or reject it is the value.
Oh, did they still produce it? Is it still in production?
It will not make economic sense for government to produce.
So they stop producing.
We'll be losing money. One, in the circulation, it is not that accepted, not because people don't want it. Okay? People don't accept it because how much of it money has different characteristics. One of them is portability, acceptability, how acceptable it is. Then portability, how portable is this money? Imagine, if coins is now accepted, I may say I want to carry 1 million naira in coin. You can't stop me. The law, you can't stop me. So I want to come to your store. I came around 3:50 p.m. and I came with a bath, a bucket, bathing bowl of coin, 1 naira. And I just say, Madam, well done, ma. I want to buy XYZ, 1 million. Say, where is your money? I said, the man will wheelbarrow, bring it, and he drops it. You feel embarrassed, not so?
Oh,
that is why the value of what coin should buy should improve.
Okay. All right, my name is Pascal Edward, texting from Enugu State. The reason people reject the coins is because of the economy of this country. Thank you. I think you mentioned something about the economy when you were talking. We should go back to the coins. I think it would make sense than these paper notes that doesn't have value. I don't know if you agree with that, but hold your thoughts. You react to that later. My name is Jude Chinedu from Benin Republic. We are using coins here in Benin Republic, but in Nigeria, the reason why we don't use it or used to see it is because we no longer see goods worth of 1 naira or 50 kobo. Value, yeah. Even now, 5 naira and 10 naira is no longer in use because the things are so expensive. The 10 naira don't buy anything. Talk of 1 naira, which is the cheapest pure water I can't even buy. All right, Chinedu from Benin Republic. Value, you said. Wait, now I am almost tempted to think you feel like we should actually scrap it all together.
No. Okay. I think we should redenominate. Look at it. You want to buy a sachet of pure water. When it came around, we used to buy it with coins. Today it's 20 naira. So it's not even 5 naira, 10 naira. I was on the street of Lagos and I saw somebody in the traffic that wanted to buy a sachet of pure water and he said 20 naira. And I said, oh my God, I almost ran into the guy in front of me. 20 naira?
I know.
He said yes. Imagine you have 50 kobo coin. You are saying bring 40 pieces to collect. Even if you stock 40 in the sachet of pure water, we almost get to half if you stock it. So it only tells us that, see, when things don't work, don't use policy, don't use legislation. National Assembly can make the law. Will people accept it? But you see, there is one that you will not make law. Let our 100 naira, the value, become 1 naira.
Sorry, let the value of
100 naira become 1 naira.
Naira.
You are redominating in two
Alright,
places.
so now let's break it down. Let's say this pen is worth 100 naira.
Just one coin.
So now instead of paying 100 naira, I mean it will be
now called 1 naira. So you have new logos. So people can know that every old 100 naira, this is now the new 1 naira. You can even change the name of the money from naira. There is no law that says we must be glued to naira.
Is it going to help our economy actually?
It depends on how smart policymakers are. If they can make laws to make us sporadically improve output, it will be a liberation for us. But if we are going to remain at the same level, we are going to enjoy it for a while, maybe 10 years, we're back to square zero. Which is the danger, which is the criticism many economists have pointed out. It depends on our policy makers and those that are leading to ensure that as soon as you are denominating your currency, you open up your market, you are willing to export so that the new currency will keep gaining value.
All right, Paul, let's take a few messages and then we'll take a feature. I am 30 years old and I remember using coins as far back years ago, which is very poor currently. Okay, I don't get it, but I think he's also complaining about the unavailability of coins. And Gabriel Odili from Delta State, we need coins back in Nigeria, and it's good for the country and will make it more better. No, I won't take it, and I've never spent it before. Hello, how old are you? Seriously? Yes, I can accept it if we have good leadership. Please write your name and where you're writing from. I have many coins in my house, but I cannot make use of it. This is Chima from Enugu State writing. I honestly prefer coins. Okay, so it's been a very long time I've seen coins. I honestly prefer coin than any other money. Good day. I love it. It's acceptable for me. All right. No name. I spent coin in 2006. When you can buy sweets with coins. Okay, so much. Hera Marianne texting from Lafia. The truth of the matter is that I have never spent coin before. I have only seen it as one of my parents dumped property, which I was left to dispose of then. All right, so many parents who have this, the children don't say, wow, Mom, what's this? This used to be our currency. Generation Z. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We will very quickly go on this next feature break with our correspondent Ridwan actually put together this feature which takes a look at our coins and versus our naira, why people don't accept it.
Naira and Kobo. The Nigerian currency comes in notes and coins to complement each other, to promote payment convenience and discourage rounding up prices. According to a 2022 Independent online article, coins are usually issued across world economies to ensure a balance in the currency structure and units of accounts and ease transactions. However, while preparing budgets for daily expenses and other financial transactions, figures are often rounded up to the nearest whole, discarding the details of lower denominations and kobos. After the point of payment, after a shopping transaction, many customers would opt for sweets, candies or biscuits rather than accept lower denominations as change. While in other cases, dealings in coins are not available or acceptable.
Wait till this. Hold on first. Wait till it's my job money now. Wait till we take out. No, madam, now. You can't reject it now. Madam, please.
I don't see it.
No.
Wait till we take out.
Madam, you can't go back now.
They use it now.
But they use it to get to Kenya now.
Which Kenya? From where? Who will collect this thing?
Madam, they use that.
No.
Madam, it's not fair. Madam, the money I get. So if I call police now, you arrest me.
Arrest me how?
So you
come on, market again.
Yes, now.
No. For where?
Many Nigerians view the handling of coins as demeaning and meant to be given as alms rather than kept for personal use. These attitudes lead to increased preference for higher denominations and crowding out of lower denominations of notes and coins. Some people are said to go to extremes like visiting a goldsmith, where these legal tenders are turned into jewelry pieces. In 2007, the Central Bank of Nigeria redesigned the coin series 50 kobo, 1 naira, and introduced 2 naira coins along with lower denominations of the banknotes, that is the 5 naira, the 10 naira, 20 naira, and 50 naira. It included reducing the weight and size of the previous coin types and addressing the problem of rounding up prices. The existence of these structural imbalances justifies higher denomination notes, which, as of 2020, CBN hinted that a sum of 58.6 billion naira was used to print 2.52 billion naira notes. The speed of circulation of these notes was very high and consequently gets dirty or faded quickly, which resulted in a high replacement rate, unlike the coins that can stay in circulation for as long as 30 or 50 years. Moreover, coins can easily withstand abuses like poor handling, folding, tearing, writing, stapling, and even spraying at social occasions, which the naira notes are subject to. Now, will the availability of coins not facilitate transactions and reduce the tendency to approximate prices of goods and services to the nearest currency notes? Will the unavailability of coins not betray the level of accountability? Is the absence of coins not a factor in the rising inflation in Nigeria?
Okay, I'm sorting out my coins, and okay, these are the 1 naira. For those of you wondering, for those of you Generation Z, right, that's what they call them, who don't know this, these are 1 naira. I don't know, how do I even show you this thing? It's so tiny. Yeah, these are the 1 naira though. Then these are 50 kobo. 50 kobo has some kind of hexagonal shaped thing. Yeah, so this is a 50 kobo. And 1 naira. So these are 2 naira. 2 naira is pretty, I don't know, some people do some mischievous things with these monies, but anyhow, but these are some of currencies that we have, and that feature has actually taken a look at giving us a holistic view about on these currencies. All right, let's quickly take this a few messages, and then I'll get back to talk to Paul. Good day, presenter. The last time I used coin was in the early 90s. This is Kenneth Gajere from Nyanya. In the early 90s. Kenneth, how old are you now? All right, my name is Morgan. The last time I used coin, I used 10 kobo, is in the year 1986, which is like 34. Okay,
after that the crisis started actually.
Okay.
It is when we adopted structural adjustment program. That was the beginning of the end. Even though we've had some economic concern, structural adjustment program was adopted in its old line and sinker without looking at the reality and the capacity of our economy. And for the first time, we have to now even change the currency, start saying, okay, let's put monies that were in notes back into coin without redenominating. Now the denomination I'm talking about, Ghana have just done it, another West African country.
Okay, what exactly did they do?
Okay, so what they did, money you have some CD, maybe say 500 CD or 50 CD, some of them were taken to coin. Because the money became so useless, and it even affects the pride of the holder. So imagine you have this 50 kobo. I don't know, what can it buy? If you can help me. You are supposed to be the interviewer, but what can 50 kobo buy?
I am paid to ask questions, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm paid to ask questions.
So I don't know. But what do you know? Maybe you can buy something. But imagine this 50 kobo becomes 50 naira. Suddenly it has value.
Yeah, so if it becomes 50 naira, I can now go to the pure water guy. Say, give me 3 pure water.
Exactly. And this become 100 naira. And government will say this is the old, this is the new. So for some time, the two currency will be in the economy, and you start withdrawing the old gradually with date in mind. That would have worked psychologically. We now know that the value of this 50 kobo is old 50 naira. Okay, now, so that you don't adjust prices overnight.
If we're doing what you're saying, does that mean we have to start withdrawing the 1,000 naira notes and everything? Because if the smaller denominations start having greater value, that means those higher ones, which supposedly needed. Yes, because exactly. Some argue that emergence of.
Have you seen 1,000 naira dollar before?
1,000 no.
$1,000. Not 1,000. $1,000. Have you seen it before? The largest perhaps will be $100.
Yes, $100.
That you have seen. So it's not compulsory. We have 1,000. the currency has lost value.
Do you think it's delving into these higher denominations that actually watered down our
it's
lower
a way of
denominations?
solving.
It was
Government
actually meant
brought
to
them
solve it.
as they continue to why? Because central bank is paying for every note you are holding. So it's cheaper. They cannot be spending almost 5 naira to print 5 naira. And after like a month or 2 months or a year, the 5 naira is useless. They have to spend money. You see, the thing you are holding is a commodity. Is at a cost.
Yeah.
This has a cost.
And it's more expensive to produce this than to produce it.
Exactly.
But this also lasts longer.
It does, but does it have value for you to use?
Yeah, but if the government get to do
it's
what
not
you've
Christmas
just said.
clothes. It's only Christmas clothes children will keep and say on 25th of May I will wear. They can buy from February and keeping it. It is meant to exchange hands. So the purpose is not achieved. There is no point government saying we will keep investing in what people are not using. So it's our job as an economy that to make it compulsory and to make it necessitated for people to spend, for people to want to hold.
Okay, now away from this ends at 2 naira the coin, right? The coin series here. Then we have the 5 naira,
10 naira.
The 5 and the 10 naira. Those are also suffering what the coins are suffering because people don't use them anymore.
Value is value. Your wristwatch, how much does it cost? Try this. Don't take coin, take for 5 naira in the volume. Maybe this is 20,000 and you want to pay the guy in 5 naira.
Now, you have succeeded in trying to confuse us all. Are you of the opinion that, you've just argued that because it costs so much to produce this money, that's why they produce the 1,000. Maybe I'm so tempted to think you might even say, okay, produce 2,000 is going to save us even more.
It's worse. It's going to be disaster.
It's going to be disaster.
So what you should do is the 5 naira that we have now, let it become 5 kobo. So we carry 5 kobo coin.
Remind me, how is that done? Is that just done by fiat?
It's not just going to be fiat. When you make a fiat and you also understand the psychology of the people and the underlining thing is value. Whatever that 5 kobo will do is what this 50 naira is what this 5 naira is doing. I don't know if you are with me. So if by the time you have 10 naira, you have 1 kobo. So you have option. Either you use the new 1 kobo, but government through central bank will deliberately be withdrawing the older ones.
Yeah, the older ones.
And leave the newer ones. You can spend them together for about 6 months. And they will be withdrawing. After a year, set up a new date where the old currency will no longer be in circulation. Before this money were converted, we used to have 50 kobo notes. A date was announced where we all must take them to the bank and start spending the new ones.
You know, I like what you've just said. Let's say this is 1 naira, right?
That's 100 naira.
And this become 100 naira. I'm just hoping and praying that tomorrow the government said something like to say, all right, from next week, every 1 naira is now 100 naira. That means I'll just go dig out all my...
The currency may not even be called naira. Now, it could be your name.
No, I'm just hoping that it's going to be called
naira. I'm just saying, what if government make it your name or your initials? And say our 1 naira is equivalent of your name. You can even use the name of the president as currency. If you agree, it depends on us. And say for every 100 naira is going to be this. That will even save central bank cost of printing money. Because the money you are holding now has higher value. You have self-worth, self-pride. Psychologically, you can't pay for those. It also means that at the global level, our currency can play more. Now, people will say it is you using hand to adjust. I agree with them. They've not lied. But I'm saying if you now have policy makers that are willing to work, starting from now, this moment today, what would they do differently to boost exports? So that currency will not come to between 1970 something till date, the value of the currency is almost flowing because it's a currency is like current. It's flowing down. The value is flowing down.
Right now, from part of what you've just said, are you of the opinion that these should gradually be scrapped, and then that whole new...
That's my opinion. That's what I've written about. That is what many countries have done.
Wait,
solution.
Allow me to dream, please. I'm just hoping this is 100 naira, this 10 piece now, this is 1,000 naira. Please let them allow people like us exhaust this before they scrap it.
But right now, this is still 1 naira.
Yeah.
So that one will not have this shape. It will not have this color. Because it will cause confusion, especially for the illiterate. When I say illiterate, I mean people that don't have formal education. It's not that they are illiterate. They may have informal education, but they don't have formal education. You mustn't speak English to be literate. You can speak any language, but when you have some kind of education and you can relate with people, you can interpret, you have some kind of education. It's just that you may not have formal education. So for them, government don't need to confuse them. They can see clearly which represents what, or what does it mean when you have this. And I strongly advise should not be called naira and kobo. We can give it a new name.
What?
Yes.
Okay, Paul, I will like to take a short break now. I'd like to take a short break now. Let's enjoy some comedy, some skits. I mean, you know, there are many of these skit makers. This lockdown actually reveals so many of this. One of them is Taoma. Then we have Sabinos. They actually saw the skit they put together on inflation and how things have gone really high and bad in a very comic way, but the message is there. All right, let's have the skit and then we're back to take some of your messages.
Hey, in this Nigeria, it's only once everybody will be eating now. Once. Sabina, how are you?
All of a sudden, just want to change my name. Who shall be Sabinus? My name is Sabinus.
Why are you not shouting on me? Sabina and Sabinus, you ain't going to be saying.
Now, bad thing to correct you. Waiting be this one now.
You help me to buy it together. Why are you pointing at it? You see or something?
So person if you ask question again na crime.
You see this Eluba? 7,000 naira.
7,000.
In this Nigeria now, I think it's only when we will be cooking money. Don't shout, oh. This is gold. I carry gold like this. As I'm going inside like this, only one will be eating in this house. One person eat today, tomorrow another person will eat. Everybody go to shop again.
Okay, they go house like this.
I'm going to club. The club that's
the club there. But Yata, make I help you now. Not be bad thing now. Make I help you carry and go house.
I'm almost some more. Don't worry.
No, Yata, so me I go do like this. See elder. I no go help him.
No, don't worry. I'm okay.
Make I help you, Yata. Leave this thing. No,
person will say you look like Pop. They will not know you are nice.
Yata, it is say if I help you, I go come beg you. More they go house.
Hey, you are a good boy.
Yata, serious, I be not get where they go. You know, say I just the waka they go. I don't even get where they go.
Shamelessly, I aimless.
At least food go to the house now.
Please give me this thing. Let me be going. Say because of food you are following me. Let me be going. Let me carry my this thing.
No joke at the joke now. Just words of the mouth. Why they do like this now?
Know your words of the mouth.
Grown up man like me go come person house for food. Why will you say that now?
Things say they wise.
Now wow. Yata.
Photo. Not be juju be that. 70 years old man.
Holy Spirit activate. Holy Spirit activate.
Yata, good afternoon. How is the family?
Very fine. Sabinos. I would say you sabi nurse wound very well.
Hey, why now?
Because you're about to receive something huge.
Allergy.
All right, that was Taoma and Sabinus. Always something to laugh about. All right, if you're just joining us, this is the Medley Show. And we're talking about some of our forgotten currencies, and especially in focus, we're talking about the coin series, the 50 kobo, 1 naira, and of course, 2 naira coins. And I have Paul Alaje. Yeah, he's a senior economist, and he's been here trying to educate us and school us on all that, saying so many very beautiful things, and telling us that he's written a book and how some of the solutions he's preferring. Now, when you travel out of the country, Dubai, US, and the others, you realize that up to the very tiny dime, you calculate and they just give you. Sometimes when they just tell me my bill, I'm so confused. I just tell them, okay, take the coins that is yours, and they take it up to the dime. So sometimes I just wonder, Why can't we do that? Maybe if we stick with the pricing of items instead of rounding up figures. Because items may be 3 naira 70 kobo, but somehow we just round it up to 4 naira. So maybe if we stick to that, somehow we'll get to have our coins and those lower denominations back.
Assumption is different from reality.
Mm-hmm.
From this studio, where will you go with 5 naira, with 6 naira? The economy has given us indicators that they are no longer relevant. The economy. For you to pick a cab in Abuja, how much will it cost to the nearest position? So if you want to sell coin, the first set when you travel out is the cabman. He has a meter reading and he reads in digits. And that's why I say, so for you to do that in Abuja, I don't think you'll be able to get. Okay, so let's look at along, you know, those taxi, popular taxi, the green color taxi. I'm not sure you can get 20 naira in Abuja. Even on the street of Ibadan, you'll possibly get about 30, now going to 50 naira. So how much will they carry you? In states where Okada is allowed, how much will they charge? And when you look at the pricing of fuel that they use, and so on and so forth. So fuel is saying 167. That means you have to buy 10 liters. If not, you'll be losing currency along the line because of disappearance of 2 naira, of coin. So what I suggest is let coin be acceptable. But nobody will accept it because a big man, a big leader has said so. Everybody will want to accept it once it now has value. Functionality is the point. Nobody get you to job or get you to work to engage you because they just like your face. If they do, it's only for some time. But when you become more productive, what is the use is the question. When you travel out, you know the price. Our prices used to be so when we were spending coins. But because of inflation, double digits, 17.7 now. And we have seen 18, we have seen it go down to 12, you know, we have seen 9. Inflation is there, it's persistent. How do we combat imported inflation on one hand? How do we have exchange rate stability on the second hand? How do you improve export on the third hand? How do you have import substitution on the fourth hand and build faith of your people?
You have so many questions that I'm begging for answers, and I know that, well, maybe our discussion here may actually help spring up conversation in many quarters. But very quickly before you go, 2 questions, and very quickly. The motion moved by Muda Omar, the lawmaker from Bauchi State, do you think it's going to fly? Do you think it's going to hold any water? Very quickly?
It's the beginning of a conversation, but to leave it the way he said it, it will not. Redenominate your currency. If you want to call it naira and kobo, well, good luck, but that is not what I propose. Call it another name such that it does not confuse your people. People are just emotionally attached to things. I tell you, we're emotionally attached to refineries, 4 of them. They've not been able to keep us. Now we have fair queues along the country. If you give it to private sector, and as government, we give them targets. This is what you should produce, because government will not sell all our shares. You are going to see output. Economy is not emotional. It is either you have food in your house or you don't have food. It is either you are living on transfer, have a payment, or you are earning income. It's either you are able to meet your autonomous consumption or you are not part of economic agent. Economy is as plain as it is. There is nothing to be emotional about. We understand this naira and kobo, but for coin to come back, it must come with value. 5 naira used to be big money. Today, who wants to hold it? Nobody. So, and people watching us, maybe they are watching on their tab, on their television. Let's stay without on their phone. Let them do something. If they are in Lagos, they should go to Computer Village. They want to buy that tablet for 130,000 naira. Go with only 5 naira and see if the seller will appreciate it. And how many people will go with 5 naira. So value is a real conversation.
Well, I take value as a real conversation of what's the summary of all that we have talked about here today. You have very important position, very important point, and I hope that well, the policymakers are actually listening. Actually, this should be a springboard for even more conversation, and let's see where we'll go from here. All right, Paul Alaje, Senior Economics. I know you like my hair because you referred to my hair a couple of times. Thank you very much. I like it too. This is the point where we'll say bye-bye on the program today. My name is Cecil Egbele. Let's do this again next week.